Hello, I'm Reverend Kenny Callahan, the pastor of Metropolitan Community Church of Richmond. The sacred text for this coming Sunday service is taken from John's story, the 20th chapter, verses 19 to 31, the story of Thomas. I love the story of Thomas for many, many reasons. I think Thomas is one of the most real people I've met in Scripture. He is bold and honest in speaking his truth, even though it gets him a bad rap by being called Doubting Thomas. The truth is, he likely just gave voice to what others were thinking and feeling, but didn't have the courage to speak it. But what I also love the most about this story is that it's just not a story about Thomas. It's also a story about frightened disciples, so scared that they hide behind locked doors. And who could blame them? They had just witnessed and watched the one that they believed to be the Messiah, betrayed by one of his own, tried and convicted by both religious and civil authorities, and then brutally killed. Of course they were afraid. Why wouldn't they be? Wouldn't you also be afraid? My hunch is that they were probably thinking and assuming that the next step would be to round up all of Jesus's followers and do the same thing to them. And then, all of a sudden, Jesus shows up in the flesh and everything changes. Their fears fall away and are replaced with absolute joy. Honestly, it's a little crazy making and a lot unbelievable. The problem is, this is the way we assume faith should work. When we have doubts and fears, challenges and struggles, when we often expect Jesus to show up, to do miraculous things in solving all of our problems, to take them away and to replace them with joy and wonder, acceptance and love, and of course, unshakable, give me what I want, life-saving faith. But that's not the way it works for Thomas. Thomas doubts. He has questions. He does not believe. He speaks up. He's not satisfied with secondhand reports. Would you be? He wants to see Jesus for himself. And again, who could blame him? After all, Thomas just saw his Messiah and friend mistreated, beaten, and then crucified. He undoubtedly has spent the last few days pulling himself together while also trying to figure out what to do next. He might have already started getting on with his life. Why else would he be out and about when the rest of the disciples are hiding behind locked doors? Thomas gives us an incredible gift to realize that Jesus meets us exactly where and as we are. Thomas comes to faith because he first has a chance to voice his doubts and his questions. And in so doing, he experiences Jesus and spiritual truth firsthand for himself. Another gift that Thomas gives us is that we might know that we are more like him than what we care to believe or care to admit. Or another gift is knowing that it's okay to be as honest as Thomas in admitting that there are things about God, about spiritual living, about life that we simply do not understand. And we need more information, more experience in order to more fully understand, accept, and believe. As we speak our truth, we might also have the sense of the kind of experience that Thomas had, that we might too have a similar experience in realizing the brilliance of God's presence, of God's fullness, and of God's love for us, the beauty of God's acceptance, the warmth of God's blessing and grace given to us through the possibilities and the realities of new life, new growth, new experiences, new opportunities for all kinds of resurrection, even and including through the resurrection of Jesus.